Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is just a bit of a preface. This is future Kris here. Well, probably present day Kris to you now actually. But the video footage you're about to see is from about February or March time. So yeah, things got out of hand this year. Didn't get edited and done. Still filmed, didn't edit. So anyway, next footage you're about to see is me on a boat, I believe. Then there's a bit of a break because I lost the footage. But you'll see what the car looks like at the end of the video or halfway through it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, hit a like, etc, and sit down and enjoy it. I'll see you soon. So, new project time. Currently on the boat on the way over to Scotland, and it's a wee bit rocky, but time to pick up a new car. Again, another Capri. This one, unsure what it'll end up as. It'll be a wee while, I think, before I touch it, but looking forward to it. I might end up putting it on the road this summer. Needs a wee bit of work, but not as much as the Mark II. And yeah, take it off the road again then and do it properly whenever I get the Mark II finished. That's a possibility, but whenever I get it home, I will introduce you all and we'll have a look at it, and yeah, see how bad it really is. I have, of course, bought it sight unseen. Let's go this way. Yeah, so I'll fill you in whenever I get it, and the usual. See you in a little bit. Right, so I have since if I can flip the key on. Come on. There. So I've since changed the starter motor for another one. Let's do a bit of a smoke test. I'll turn the battery on. That seems okay. Let's see if this does anything now. I'm just using the starter switch, the remote one, so let's see if it happens. Okay, let's turn it over. So, as you might be able to tell, the downpipe has been cut off, so I don't have any exhaustage at the moment, but it runs and it has really good oil pressure. It's way up near 2/3 in the gauge, so I call that good enough for now, and means that I can continue to start building up this engine bay, put a radiator and stuff in it, get it all plumbed up, and yeah, just keep going with the project. Now I know it runs. Buzzing. Right, so the engine runs, we know that now, so it's time for me to try and get it sort of more permanently running, let's just say. I would like to get all the water hoses changed over, silicone ones here to replace it with. I would like to get the radiator fitted, get coolant into it, and just check there's no leaks running up the temperature, etc. The throttle cable has been cut, so I need to get one of those. and I could be doing with an air filter if there isn't one knocking about. If anybody has those items, if I haven't already got them before this video is out, then let me know. I need to get a proper battery because that one is out of a tractor. And I probably could be doing with finding some Mark III bumpers, and then I should have indicators and bumpers somewhere. Unsure. But anyway, let's get this engine running so that I can stick a seat in it, take it for a drive outside, check everything works, brakes, all that carry on. Then we can go back in and make a tentative start in the bodywork, I guess. Not really what I want to be at again, but nonetheless, I'm not intending to do this thing conkers. It will be, I wouldn't say bodged. This isn't an indication of the level of the work that I do. This is just something quick and dirty that I want on the road. So don't be taking this in a literal fashion. This is just literally, I want something to drive. It's not a customer car, it's my own. And it pains me to do it almost, but it's almost refreshing at the same time, not having to care what you're doing. So anyway, let's get this on. Let's get the water hoses and everything on her and get going. Right, so it is time for me to try and get the exhaust manifold off because I'm just going to change it, put an exhaust on it now before I fill it with water and inevitably get the whole engine hot. So, oh lovely, that went. So did that one. Yes. Yes. Manifold going in, hopefully. Now then. It's always real nice whenever you've dug half a can of builder's foam out of the sill end. So, footwell isn't great either. I think that's going to be an understatement, but nonetheless, I'm going to get this cleaned back with the wire wheel. See how far back I'm going to have to go, and then I have the replacement panel to go on. I'm obviously going to need to go up a bit for the remainder of the holes there, but if I can get this on and get the footwell panel, which I also have here somewhere, I don't know which way this goes on, but some way in there anyway, might be the other side actually. Get this fitted up in, and at least it'll make it solid that it's not going to let water in at my feet whenever I'm driving. We're not going for contours here whatsoever for this round. This is just get it on the road, get something to drive. Yeah, let's get going. I come in peace. Okay, so this is what we're working with. So, a wee bit gone there. Whatever bracket was spot welded there is probably the one for the arch liner thing. It's, yeah, might be all right. Up there, however, not good. Down here, not good. Definitely not good. So I'm gonna trim this out just to take this sort of raised bubbly bit off here. See what I'm working with in behind. Then go inside and see what I'm working with in there. So I have drawn around this. Can you see me? I have drawn around this thing to show me roughly where I have to weld to. And I've just threw it away, so that's good. But anyway, let's just trim this. Right, I've cut a big enough hole there now. This conveniently acts as an access hole that I can get into the back, but nonetheless, this hole is now cut out as well. So the panel is a lot bigger than the aperture I've created. It's currently overlaying over the inside of the chassis rail where I don't really need it. It's solid. So I'm going to cut this or mark this panel on the outside. And I'm not going to cut it here because I'm probably going to cut this more because it's already been patched. But I'll get the rest of it all cut here down to shape. Then we'll set it back in, clean all this stuff back, all the undertail off it. Then I can actually get at something nice and clean steel to tack it in. Hopefully it won't take me that long to get this rattled in. Right, so I've drawn out on this panel where I need to trim to. I'll probably go on this, the outside of the line, just to give myself something to work to. And then, yeah, just continue this line straight down here for now. Got the most out of that disc anyway. Let's see how badly out we are now. It's pretty good. Nice. So, wee bit to trim out of this corner on the actual shell itself here, but that fits quite nicely. Okay, I'll take into this now with a wire wheel and flap disc and clean up the edges, make sure that it's solid enough to weld to, and then we'll start sizzling this in. Alrighty, so it has been a little while since I did a bit of videoing, mainly because I am under a bit of time pressure with this one and I just need to rattle on. This isn't a full in-depth build like the Mark II is going to be. This is a get it on the road, let's have some fun. I've probably said that too many times in this video, but nonetheless. So, don't know if you can see it from there, but wing rail is clamped on. Take it back off. I've replaced this whole top section here. It was all gone. I've also replaced the big square here. I've replaced the whole inner sill in behind this. The outer sill end is done. The footwell is done. A big bit of the floor is done. I have a new outrigger to go on. Lots has been done, let's just say. So, this might sit there, it does. I'll bring you in and have a look at this headlight bucket. Right, so this is pretty much the same as the Mark II headlight bucket, only this one's a bit worse, I think. I'm just going to cut this one. I'm going to cut it out probably here someplace, down here, and just make this whole new piece. New top, curve it over hopefully. Probably just bend it over with a hammer, let's just admit that now. But yeah, new piece with a fold and stuff in it to meet up. Let's get going with that, I suppose. And I'll give you a quick look around the other stuff on the inside here first before I do that. Yes, so there's the footwell, has all been done. Where can I get you down that angle? Floor has been done in there too. This upper bit, all done. Bottom bit, the new outer sill is on. In here, not the prettiest looking, but solid nonetheless. So that's all done as well. It only dressed back and primed and stuff yet, obviously. So once I get all of this side complete with the headlight bucket and stuff all done, and possibly this joyful section here somehow fixed, then yeah, I'll treat this whole side, epoxy prime it, call it done, and we'll move to there. I didn't want to get rid of that triangle, but it's already rotten, so I'll see if I can do something with it later. If not, there'll be a cover over it. Right, it already looks 10 times better than what it once was. Even though big hole, no rust left. Well, plenty of rust left. We'll just ignore that for now. But let's get some sort of a flat panel constructed for this. And yeah, I might do it in two pieces. One to go in underneath this, to sort of plug or spot weld to it, to do the headlight bucket. And then another one to go on top and do the fold for the headlights. Yeah. I went investigating slightly, and lovely. Time to work out what I'm going to do. I'm currently, if you can see my body warmer, Pablo Escobar, my white fiberglass dust. So I'm going to have to work out here and see. I wanted to have a look at this before I covered this up so that I actually could see what I was doing while I was working at the bottom bit. So I think I'm going to end up just doing this all at the bottom first here and finishing with this. So I'll maybe take off the spot welds in this top shelf here, because the outside edge of it's actually okay the whole way up. It's just the inner bit here. So I'm going to drill these spots out, try and take this off. I'll fix it hopefully just. Then maybe slice up in here and just make a new bottom for the headlight bucket. It's not going to be pretty, but I've still got the outline of where it sort of needs to be here. Very floppy outline right enough, but I think I'm just going to chop the insides of this all out, put a bit of flat steel in there, weld it in the best I can, and then revisit it someday and put a proper headlight bucket in it. But for now, that is not that day. Few of you commented in the last video that the air chisel was a bit agricultural, so I went ahead and bought one of these. I just need to work out how best to figure or to fit it to the air chisel. I have no idea how this is meant to work, but I'll try it with this for now, but I definitely think it needs to fit it to the proper air chisel again. Oh, would you look at that? It actually works and it doesn't destroy stuff. Maybe you do know something. Right, so I've done a bit of CAD, carbureted design, and made a new bottom for the headlight bucket. Yeah, I'm going to go now, and I've included a wee bit in the front here for the fold, the lip that goes up to meet this. So, yeah. Whenever I get this made in steel here with the fold and stuff in it, then before I weld this in, I'll mock this up, make sure it's all sitting clamped up perfectly before I even start welding, I think. Let's go. So, let's get this lip welded into this first. I'm just going to do it as I go along and bend it to suit. as it goes around the curve. So I've got it roughly bent into shape. I'm going to tack it at one end, and then I can get it tacked in the rest of the way. Then we can set the bottom in, tack it, and then fully weld the whole thing. That's the theory anyway. Let's see if it works. Okay, so we're tacked on. Oh, I hate welding. Ow! Bit of flipping metal just went into my glove and sat and singed against my finger. Probably should wear the actual welding gloves that I have, you know. Oh, I'm too old for this. Oh yeah, not allowed music. Right, so this is what we're currently got. New bottom of the headlight bucket, finished. Not going to win any awards for prettiness or anything, but it's solid. So now then, now to make this bottom return lip for the outer top shelf thing. I did have a bit of steel here. I have set it down somewhere and I have no idea where. Got it. So this is a bit of steel, obviously. Where are we? We're here. I'm going to have to stretch and shrink this because it's not just straight. There's curves and humps and bumps, and it folds in then out at the end and stuff here. So I'm going to make this in two pieces. I don't have a big enough shrinker stretcher set with fat jaws on it to get right in. So I'm going to fold this with a 90-degree lip on it to replicate this bottom lip here. Then take it to the shrinker stretchers and make the contour of whatever I need to for the ins and outs of this here. So let's go and do that. Easy as that. So now I have a rough 90 on that. A wee bit more than 90 is probably about 100, but nonetheless, it'll do. I'll get it into shape in a wee minute. So we're going to move on now to the shrinkers and stretchers. If I can actually get the camera set up. Right, so I have used this one as a template and worked out where the curves start, etc. Marked them on this, so I know that I'm shrinking it between here and here. So let's give this a go. Forgot how hard you have to push in this flipping thing. Okay, you can see already, I hope, that ain't straight. So let's see if it's anywhere near this. you sort of see it possibly? Am I zoomed in? No, I'm not. Right. You can sort of see it there. It's definitely taking shape. It's following that nearly the whole way along there now. So a wee bit more to do here, I think, and then, yeah, we'll start on to stretching it the other way. Right. Now then, from this line here that I've drawn someplace here to the end, then it needs put the other way to stretch it back out. So go to the other end and we'll do that. Right. You sort of see it now. It's sort of kinked down and back up again. So we'll try this on the car, see what it looks like. Right, so this sits sort of like this as you're looking at it on the car. This is the outside where the wing sits here. Now at the end of this, there's a bit of a sweep up to meet the wing. So I've marked a wee bit on the end. I've marked it off the shell there where it should be. I'm going to try and stretch this. I've never sort of done this, but I don't even know if these jaws will reach it, but we'll see. So, nice. When I have a bit that's bent, this, I can nearly see, hang on. When I have a bit that's bent, this, and if you go this way, it's also kicking off upwards to meet the wing. Might need to do a wee bit more of this, but I'll not know until I get the wing on. So I'll maybe set it on next to see where we need to be. Right, so I've made the other bit now. This is going to fold up this section here and meet the headlight bucket. So I'm going to put a fold onto this now. Again, I think I've bent that a wee bit much, but I'll bend it back out in the vise. You can see there, I think I've gone a wee bit over the 90. Hard to get that lined up. You can actually see it, but yeah, anyway, take my word for it. Right, this is how it'll sit on the car. I have cut another piece, obviously the back piece, and folded the lip up as you just saw in the last clip. This is hitting against the headlight bucket. This is the outer shelf. You can see this bit here takes a wee hoop up the hill here, sorry. So I'm going to stretch the end of the inner bit here too. Maybe you can't see that, but I'm going to stretch this just a little bit so that kicks the whole shelf up the hill. Then turn it over. I need to mark along this outer shelf here where to cut. I can nearly see, hang on. You mark along the outer shelf so I can get these buttoned together nicely, then weld them and fit it. Job done. Yeah, nowhere near finished on the Mark II bonnet on, but bit of a rough idea what it's going to look like. With an S front splitter on. I think it's going to look pretty cool. It shows this here, just looking like it rolled out of a barn. Alright, so I'm going to end the video there, mainly because of time constraints, but I'll take you in and show you what I finished off with, and yeah, show you the plans, I suppose, for next episode. I'm trying to get this thing back on the road as soon as possible. Right, so you saw that, I think, in the last clip being made, so it's just sitting there. I'm not going to weld it in yet because I need to replace this here, and be safer doing it with that off, basically. It means that I can recreate this lip and stuff like that and make sure it's all right before I weld anything in. And yeah, I'll be able to drill a few holes up here, etc, just to plug weld through onto this. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the progress on that, I have to say, this episode. I didn't know I needed to do the half of that stuff, I'm not going to lie. And yeah, as I've said many times, this is not perfect. It's to get it solid, to get it on the road for this year, possibly next year, before it comes off the road again properly. So, next episode, we'll be tackling this front corner. Same probably again. I haven't started digging yet, but like, that's mainly fiberglass and filler. So, let's just put that back. This is also fiberglass. So I would assume the same has been done here. Though inside the headlight bucket doesn't look as butchered as the other side. Obviously I have the joy that is the inner sill full of foam, but again, doesn't look as bad. Up here, yeah, it needs done. You can feel there's seam sealer in the back side in there. Yeah, that needs done. Also featuring the new strut brace that I've designed and made. These are available over on the shop if anybody wants one, just for the Pinto engine cars at the moment, Mark II and Mark IIIs, with a non-standard airbox. But yeah, quite happy with that, I have to say. Looks pretty good, and it incorporates the bonnet ram kit, so you do away with the annoying bonnet rod at the front. Alright, so as I said, that'll probably do me for this episode. This is probably going to be a bit of a gap in recordings now for a couple of weeks, because I would guess that in the next few weeks I might have a new arrival to the family. So yeah, things are probably going to get very busy for a little while, and I'll get back out here whenever I get settled again and make a bit of progress. So yes, thanks for watching. Do appreciate the views. Do hit the like button, the subscribe button, please. It's free. If you know, change your mind if you don't like it. And yeah, let's see if I can get this thing back on the road in the next episode after, I don't know how many years now, 4 or 5 years, and get it to its first show. I've booked it into a show in mid-June. This is now middle of April, May, June, about 8 weeks. It should be on the road hopefully long before then. So let's see what we can do. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.